This is the Reds Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good evening, Reds fans, and welcome to a early evening, late afternoon episode of the Postcast. My name is Tim Daniel. I've been covering the Cincinnati Reds in podcast form for 5 years at publications such as Late Night Reds and the Riverfront. And welcome to a fun day to be a Reds fan, as the Reds get a nice win over the Chicago Cubs today at Wrigley Field, the friendly confines, 6-2. If you were checking me out for the first time, welcome. It's great to see you here. If you were also just learning about Locked On Reds, be sure to give us a subscription and hit that notification button so you can not only get my show after every single Reds game, but Monday through Friday, check out my good friends Jeff Carr and Stephen Offenbaker on Locked On Reds. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bet when your first $5 bet wins. On today's show, Andrew Abbott. Unbelievable day for Andrew on the hill today. Absolutely dominant. We're going to obviously deep dive his start. TJ Friedl starts the party today with a solo shot at the first batter of the game. We're going to get into that as well and talk about the rest of the offense, as after a rough day in Kansas City, they have the nice bounce back to keep it going. All that and a whole lot more. And I'm going to check out your comments like I always do. So let's see what's got Patrick in the house. Always good to see Patrick, one of the everydayers. We got Scott here, also an everydayer. We've got Kevin. Kevin, I don't think I've seen you too many times, but welcome to the show. Thanks for hanging out. William, Andrew, we got Pierre. We got so much going on. Everyone's feeling good this Friday afternoon. And let's go ahead and let's start the show.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Let's talk about Andrew Abbott's start today, guys, because he was, as the kids say, on one. He was absolutely incredible today. Andrew Abbott goes 7 innings today, has just 1 hit, only 1 walk. If you've been paying attention when I've come here and covered the Abbott starts, that's been something I've brought up quite a bit. And then 8 strikeouts today. So we're going to go a little big picture. We're going to get into the game. We're going to talk about everything else with him. First things first, for a team that really is trying to catch the Chicago Cubs, Joey Gaditz is here. What's up, buddy? Andrew Abbott had 2 really good starts last 2 weeks against the Cubs, last weekend and then this one. So that's been pretty awesome. Pierre says right here, this is the best Abbott we've ever seen. It's not even close. My wife's uncle is in a dynasty baseball league, and he drafts Andrew Abbott and is like held on to him forever and doesn't let anyone else get him. And it starts like this where you can see why. So you absolutely love to see that. But just the way that he had the Cubs offense, who is obviously super high powered, just came off the series last week in Cincinnati, get the Rockies afterwards, and shockingly didn't score as many runs as they thought they would against the Rockies, especially compared to what they did against us. But now we're sitting here with him kind of dominating, right? Just he's not that Nick Lodolo's been bad. I'm not here to talk bad about Nick Lodolo by any means, but he's doing what we thought Lodolo would do. And again, that's not knocking Lodolo. I think Lodolo's been fine. I'm excited to see him take the hill tomorrow. But Abbott's been better, been much better. And today was awesome. Just mixed his pitches up, had them off balance. They couldn't catch up to him at all. And just kind of made sure that he had them in the palm of his hands with every decision he made on the mound. And the defense was good today too. Backed him up quite a bit. Always helps for sure. But this was one of those games where you see this promise for him. And I talked about this a couple weeks ago. I said, could we be talking about Andrew Abbott being potentially an all-star this year? I think that conversation is getting louder and louder. And Kevin says right here, he feels he can be an all-star game as a starter. Man, I like that. So today you see him just take that next step. And for him to kind of keep this going in a series where, like I said, the Reds are trying to catch up to the Cubs. And now we're at their 6.5 there, but then you see kind of having a game like this. Maybe this sets the tone. The Reds need this weekend, right? They need a bounce back after last weekend. They got the 2 out of 3 against Kansas City. They're at 500 again. Andrew Abbott started the day, so really nice to see that. Bullpen, little bit of a different story today. Tony Santillan, who I didn't recall missed the last game, but if you had told me he pitched 34 days in a row, I would have believed it. And I for sure would have not been shocked by that by any means. But today didn't have it. Got a third through two earned runs in the game, 3 hits and a walk. Just wasn't his day. And I think he's just we talked about this quite a bit. We've talked about the bullpen being taxed. And I have no issue that Francona went to him there because I feel like he really wanted this game. They really needed this game, so they went with their big dogs. And he was subpar, to put it nicely. Graham Ashcraft comes in, obviously gets the huge double play. Wasn't very good either. He's really hasn't had a great May. I also want to mention real quick about Andrew Abbott. 0.55 ERA in the month of May and a 151 ERA on the season. And John Sadek mentioned it, by the way. I just missed this point. Sorry, my notes. Looking like he has a shot at National League Pitcher of the Month. I'd say he's probably the leading candidate. I'd have to look around. But and then Emilio Pagan, after how he looked in Kansas City the other day, looked really good today. So nice to see him kind of pick up the pieces for Abbott and Santillan. The double play that Ashcraft got, Ashcraft, not Abbott, was humongous, obviously. And the rest of the day kind of wasn't his. So shout out to the Reds on that one. Andrew Abbott obviously sets a huge tone for the Reds on a much needed weekend win. And let's go ahead and let's see if we can just build off it, guys. Let's talk about that as well. Also, talking about building off, just setting the tone, getting everyone in going, just bringing the vibes back after a loss on Wednesday night and then having the day off. TJ Friedl has not just been doing that all season, but today was probably the most integral part of the Reds offense. Let's talk about that and more right after this. The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments, whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player. There's never been a better time to get on the action than with FanDuel. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off or first pitch in our case, and live. With player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays, fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. For me, I'm going to go the red side here. I'm going to do a little futures bet for you all. Right now, Hunter Green is now 4th in the National League Cy Young, tied for 4th with Logan Webb in the NL Cy Young odds for plus 1,400. I feel like that's worth it. The way he's pitching, he's back now from his IL stint. I feel like Hunter Green's about to take off and keep doing what he had been doing throughout the season. If you're new to FanDuel, it's the perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official betting partner of the NBA. Want to shout out all of our everydayers who are taking part with us here at the Reds POSTCAST. Thank you so much for taking time of your late Friday afternoon to spend some time with me and get your weekend started off with some fun. If you are just checking me out for the first time, again, thank you so much. Excited to have you here. Be sure to come and hang out with me after every single Reds game, both good or bad. We are here. If you subscribe and hit that notification button, you can check us out. You can check out Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked on Reds here on YouTube or on your podcast app of choice. Take us to the gym, take us in the car. Got a long road trip coming up. We're there for you. Everything you need to know here on Locked on Reds. All right, guys. So I'm going to be a little facetious with this one today, but I feel like after last weekend, it's very fair to call this a turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
I'm calling the double play in the 8th inning the turning point because after last week when we would see the Reds get these big leads and the Cubs come back on the bullpen, that felt necessary. That felt needed. That felt like something the Reds absolutely had to have because the Cubs started making it interesting. They score 2 runs in the inning. Balls are getting hit over the outfielders. It's a little scary. And after last week, like I said, we definitely needed this one. So love that we got that from Graham Ashcraft. Steer flipping it to Ellie flipping it back for Ashcraft covering the bag. Just chef's kiss. This infield defense is so fun. They're so fun to watch on a day-to-day basis. You know what else is extremely fun to watch on a day-to-day basis? TJ Friedl. Let's touch big picture today. Awesome game, right? Solo shot to start the day. You feel pretty good. Another hit. 2 more walks today as well. And a stolen base. TJ Friedl has been so darn good this year. And of late, He's now at 7 straight games with 2 hits. Scott here has it, Captain Chaos. Yes, Captain Chaos, absolutely. And I mean, the stolen base was probably the thing I was the most impressed with. That jump he got was awesome. I feel like for him, it's just been so nice to see him after last year having that really struggling year with the injuries, and a lot of people wondering if last year is who he is. To see him bounce back this year and kind of be this awesome for the team has been shocking. Like, did anyone think 306 batting average at the end of May was possible for him this year? Did anyone think 821 OPS this year was something that was going to be plausible for him? I certainly did not think so. 4 homers, 9 stolen bases so far in the year, 209 at bats. Listen to this, his last 7 games. I love the last 7 games because it tells you the trend of where things are going. Listen to this. 500 batting average, 571 on base percentage, 667 slugging. Scott, he certainly has the candidacy to be the National League Player of the Week. He has 5 walks in that time, just as many strikeouts. He's got a homer, obviously, from today, 2 runs batted in, 8 runs scored. So the last 7 games, he has been the fire starter. Like I said, he has been Mr. Chaos. He has been the guy. And you see that the team kind of picks up where he leaves off. Now, I see all the comments. I'm with you guys 100%. That 2 spot needs a change. Needs a big change for sure. But you see Ellie sees what Friedl does. Hits a double in the first inning. Smoked that ball. Gavin Lux becoming a huge part of the offense again. Getting going. Up to 791 OPS, 2 hits today. So you see Friedl sets the tone for the team, and then the guys pick up from there. And I hate to do this because it's normally should just be one guy, but between the 2 that we just talked about, I feel like we got to do another 2-man locked on player of the game, don't we?
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Andrew Abbott and TJ Friedl. I don't know how you pick one over the other. Abbott probably deserves it more, but I mean, without Friedl, the offense maybe doesn't have the day they do either. I mean, so both guys I think are certainly worthy of the conversation, and you can go either way. So I'm just going to give it to them both because darn it, it's my show. I want to talk about the offense's big picture today because they were really good. Even with Santiago Espinal in the lineup, they were still really good. And I want to make sure I preface that by saying I don't have an issue with Santiago Espinal being on the Major League roster by any means. I think he's definitely a serviceable player on the team. But the role he's in is something that they cannot keep doing. And you guys all have great options. Steer number 2, Lux number 2, platoon the 2 options, move Ellie up in the order to 2. I am all fine with any of those 3. Absolutely fine with any of those 3. But something there for sure has to change. But let's get to the offense big picture today because the offense today was awesome. Now, granted, it's Colin Ray, and the Reds have had Colin Ray's number for a long time. You take it, especially after, like we said, just the feeling we all have from last weekend. You absolutely take what they got from the offense today. So let's just go through it, shall we? So we got Friedl, like I mentioned, 2 hits with a homer, 2 walks as well. Santiago Espinal with that, his 95th ground into a double play. Ellie, 1 for 4 with a double. And man, he's been really good. Gavin Lux today, 2 hits. Spencer Steer draws a walk. Will Benson today. Everyone kept bringing up the 1 for 17, 1 for 17, 1 for 17. 2 really nice hits today. Smoked those balls. And 7 of those 15 outs or so, I would say, were pretty hard hit balls. So I wasn't worried about him getting some hits again. Today, 2 really nice hits, scored 2 runs. Tyler Stephenson hits a tank. 2 RBIs today, and really got a really crappy strike 3 call in his last at-bat. Jake Fraley comes back to the lineup today. Hits a homer. Welcome back, Ray. Good to see you. His OPS is up 721. And Matt McClain gets a hit today. So only one guy in the whole lineup today did not reach via walk or hit. And they were poundable. So they had 10 hits as a team. They had 4 walks. What's up, Pat? Good to see you, buddy. Honestly, 7 strikeouts compared to what we normally get. I'll take that. Want to see them put the ball in play more, obviously, but wasn't awful compared to most days we've seen from this team. So absolutely a wonderful day. Just a great day for the Reds offense and defense. Just a complete game where When the Cubs try to make it interesting, they found a way to keep them out of it, and we absolutely take that. So let's go a couple minutes long today. Let's check the chat because I feel like everyone's got some good conversation here. So we have from Ferdy El Puerto de Cristo. Welcome to the show. Greetings from California. Honestly, are the Reds a playoff team? A potential playoff team? I say potentially yes, but I'm not as confident as I was in March when I say that. At first, I thought that it had to be simply put that they had to win the Central, and it might still be that case. And they're still, they're 6.5 now out of behind the Cubs. So we shall see, but I'm not ready to give up on them. I heard Steve talk about this today. I'm not ready to give up on them. And I feel like they still have some gas in the tank. And if things get going, they can get healthy. The way the offense is playing right now and the way the rotation is going, get a couple bullpen guys, I think they have a shot for sure. Scott Campbell brings it up here. Possible opener tomorrow for the Cubs. Yeah, Ben Brown's supposed to pitch tomorrow for the Cubs. And after what he just happened to him against the Reds last week, I don't think that Craig Counsell and staff want to go that route. So I think that's going to be a really nice thing for the Reds as well. Pat says Abbott is like really good. Yeah, he's awesome. Logan, 2 wins in a row would be great. Absolutely need it. I want to have 2 series wins coming back home for the Brewers. Take that any day of the week. Joey Gaditz says, sweep these bums. They're pretty good, but I like the sentiment. I like it. And Scott here asks, over under half a home run for Lux before next Friday. I'm going to say under, but I think he's going to hit some sharp doubles and have some really good at-bats. So Joey Gaditz asks CES back soon, I guess, but he's had his rehab assignment going, I think, but not necessarily super worried about that. No, Pat, it's not that Ben starting for the Cubs. That Ben is busy. My former co-host Ben. But hey, with that being said, let's go ahead and get to our Fridays and have a good time. The Cincinnati Reds are victors today against the Chicago Cubs, 6-2 at the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. The Reds 6 runs on 10 hits, no errors. The Cubs 2 runs on 6 hits, no errors. Your winning pitcher is Andrew Abbott. He is now 5-0 with a 1.51 ERA. Losing pitcher is Colin Ray. He is now 3-2 with a 3.96 ERA. And Emilio Pagan comes in for the last 2 outs and gets his 14th save of the season. The Redlegs are back at it, as tomorrow they will be back at Wrigley for another 2:20 start. I love these 2:20 starts on the weekends. I can spend time with my daughter. It's so awesome. I absolutely love it. We have Nick Lodolo taking the hill. He will be 4-4 with a 3.39 ERA, and the Cubs have not yet decided who will be pitching for them tomorrow. It sounds like it could be a potential bullpen day, which could be a good sign for the Reds. So I'll be back here hopefully around the same time. Hopefully we don't have anything crazy happen. Everyone, thank you so much for coming to hang out with me again on this Friday. Be sure to check out Jeff and Steve as they have a special Saturday episode this week. Want to make sure we check that as well. I'm Tim Daniel. Everyone have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow afternoon.